That leads next week. Until we meet again, it's Renee Stanley for Movie Review Relay. God bless. Scandal, Season 4, Episode 13. All right? Okay. The winner of the auction for Olivia Pope is Iran. Olivia Pope speaks and manipulates the conversation in such a way that the Iranians call off the deal. You know, who knew that she knew all of these different languages, right? And the captors take Olivia back to their hideout. In the meantime, the president is warned of the dire consequences that will occur should they extract Olivia, and hesitates for only a few seconds and then orders Olivia to be extracted regardless of the consequences. So his staff now conspires to assassinate Olivia because they feel like, you know, at this point, he started a war for Olivia. He'll do anything for Olivia. He's evidently lost his mind. He's somewhat insane. And they say, by the way, love makes you insane. There's something to this thing when people are crazy in love. I know, but there's something to that. All right. They figure if they eliminate Olivia, and they're calling it neutralizing her, she's an asset. So neutralizing the asset. And they figure if they neutralize the asset, which is Olivia, which is killing Olivia, shooting her down, whatever, then he won't have to think about her and he can make some better decisions. That's the whole point. All right. So Cyrus, the Secretary of Defense, you know, all of his staff are now conspiring behind his back, I should say, not against him, but behind his back to assassinate Olivia. Jake, in the meantime, is trying to psychoanalyze Huck, telling him, don't kill anymore. No more blood. Stop that, you know, as if it's that easy. But he's trying to relate to him in such a way that hopefully he'll touch that part of his brain that tells him no more killing. The auction is at $2 billion. Yes, billion with the B. And Olivia is now going to go to the meeting place. The captors are going to take her, and she's going to see who bought her for $2 billion. Huck goes to work on the vice president. And when he finishes going to work on the vice president is now paralyzed. Everybody now is focused on finding Liv, because remember, the president and his people, and no one really knows where she is. So they go back to Liv's mother, the crazy lady, and she gives up Rowan's location. Remember Olivia's father? And everybody remembers when I said last season, I know you did, the father always said, he said to Olivia, remember the father always said to Olivia, I'm the one protecting you. He said that to her several times, so she kind of knew that. All right. So anyway, the crazy mother gives up Rowan's location, you know, because he's hiding out for all this time. Remember, he was a wanted too, until they got focused on something else. So they all go to this secret place in Canada where Rowan is, and they talk to Rowan. They said, we need to find Olivia, help us. And you don't know why Rowan, after last season, if you watched last season, why he would even go there, or even the last few episodes before the break. She was going to kill Rowan or have him killed or whatever, even though that's her father and, you know, Rowan, that's your daughter. But still, there was this awful relationship that's always been there between the two of these guys. All right, so Rowan decides, I guess, to help, because the next thing you know, they are able to locate Liv. And now they've got her on the screen, and they got the missiles, I shouldn't say that, they have these snipers ready to shoot and kill or maim or whatever Olivia, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to neutralize the asset. And they're looking at the screen just like as if you were looking at a war screen. And there's a countdown almost to the time where they're going to shoot Olivia. Here we are again now at the point where another trade-off is going to be made. The helicopters are there. Liv comes out. It's in a desolate place again. And this time, Liv recognizes the people who have won the auction. Let me just say that. And it's her friend Steven from like the first season. He used to work with her. So Steven feels like he's repaying the favor that she did for him many years ago. And here they are now. And he's so happy to be able to save her life. All right. So Liv goes through a little ratchet area there. Okay. So Liv goes through somewhat of a situation mentally, emotionally, where she takes a gun, one of Stephen's comrades' guns, or his gun, and she shoots her captors in the kneecap and then gives them a good kick down. Yeah, with these designer boots. They're nice. Okay, so you can buy them in any store. And helicopter brings Liv home to the White House where she is debriefed. And everybody's so happy to see her, of course. And after she's debriefed, then Jake wants to stay. You know, Jake says he can protect her and everything. But she's like, no, Olivia doesn't want him to stay. So she asked him to please, leave. And I was surprised, but yes, she did. All right, so, because I guess she figures, I was with you when I disappeared, so you're not able to keep me safe either. All right, so everybody's welcoming home. She's happy. She's tired, though. She wants to go home. And the last visitor is the president himself. Yes, so he comes to the door. And, Olivia's not as happy as he thought she would be to see him. I guess he realizes this. And so he tells her that he was very concerned about her. But she scolds him for having a war started on her behalf and saying to him that wasn't what she wanted him to do. She wanted him to be the greatest president, and she didn't like that he started a war on her behalf. He says, well, were you hurt? And she says, well, I wasn't raped. So I guess that was what he was trying to find out. But what's interesting is after she scolds him and they exchange that, she wants him to leave too. She just wants to be by herself, which I think is good. You need some time to recollect, It's time to be by yourself a little bit. All right, so. The president recants. He says to Olivia, I did this for you. I did it for you. And she says, no. She says, I'm on my own. She says, I can take care of myself. I'm on my own. And she's right. Whether she can take care of herself or not remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure, yeah, you are on your own. All right, so until we meet again, it's Renee Stanley for Movie Review Relay. We'll see what happens next week. God bless. Until we meet again, it's Renee Stanley for Movie Review Relay. God bless. How to get away with murder. All right, so we have episode 13. I know.